Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everybody who's joining us for the broadcast. This is the Art of the Name podcast that we do every Wednesday. Just went live a minute ago, so I'm giving a few minutes for people to join, and then we'll get started. So again, welcome to the show, and I expect we're going to go at least an hour and a half, probably an hour to an hour and a half. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it today. I have lots of really good stuff. I've got it packed with all kinds of extra little tips and tricks, and I think you're going to find some of them quite amazing as to what we can actually do and what some of the stuff you're going to actually learn today is. So it's starting to fill up. I'll give it a bit more time, and then I will get started. A couple of comments already from users. Hi, Adam. Hello. Greg. Hi, Adam, as well. Good. I know you're there. I know you can hear me. I'm sure there'll be more comments coming in as we go. The room's starting to fill up. So in a couple minutes, we're going to start with, first of all, a quick introduction. I host the Art of the Name. It's a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for people who want to learn about domain names and about websites and about things you can do with a domain name, because everything starts with a domain name. Everything you do online starts with a domain name. Every place you want to end up online ends with a domain name. So the group is for people who want to learn and want to take part. I encourage you to join. It's free and get some good information. I also encourage you to really take part in the group instead of just sit there and loiter. We're doing a bit of a cleanup on the group right now, so if you've been in it for 3 months and you haven't even liked or commented or said anything on anything, I can't imagine you're getting any value, so I'm going to end up booting you out of the group. I'm looking for it to be a place for active people, active members, people that want to learn, and people that want to advance their knowledge. It's not like file sharing sites where you should just come and leech all the information and everything's going to be fine. The information is for those who want to be active and who want to learn and who want to continually grow their knowledge in the domain industry and in the domain community. So for those of you that haven't posted in the last 3 months, as to quote somebody famous, you are the weakest link, goodbye. And I will be letting those people go over the next week or so. Also, if you don't have a profile pic or you're up with a fake profile, you'll be weeded out very fast. Group members have been kind enough to forward me people that they think are there for the wrong reasons or things like that. And you'll notice that I'm usually quick to get rid of people that post advertisements and spam and things like that. It's also not a place to advertise your crappy domain names. There's plenty of Facebook groups for you to go to do that, where people without knowledge can help you make you feel better about the garbage that you're trying to post. So with that, that's my introduction to the show. And now we're going to go into a couple of cool things. Again, if you do want to find the group, if you're new to the videos, you haven't seen anything yet, you will enjoy this one. I truly believe there's a lot of good stuff in it. Maybe that's because I've had the chance to preview it and set the whole show up. So all good. We're past our introduction, so now we're going to get to something really cool that I like to do at the beginning of each show. Let me just check. There's already a lot of comments. Steven, hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday. Yes, it's always Wednesday when we're here and we're doing a show. And I promise this one won't be disappointing. DomainPopcorn.com is in the audience. I hope you, give you the free plug on that, and I hope you enjoy the education you're going to get today. It's going to be good. Hey, Adam. Jen, I'm glad you're there. Quick update for you. I'm going to talk to you probably tomorrow. Your buyer is ready to pay, and we're going to go to escrow this week. So thanks for coming on and giving me that comment. You are in my notes, but now I can take that off, and we can continue with the show. Tom, 5 more days in Facebook jail. I can't wait to get you back. I miss you. Hey, everyone's saying hi. Friendly group today. Hey, Joe. And Kathy, good to see that you actually managed to sneak in. I know you're at work, but thanks for sneaking in. Sweet. Jen's happy. Good. And Jen also gave us permission to use her domain and the negotiations to teach you guys what we did to actually sell the domain name. So we'll do that as well. So let's go back. We are back here. We're about to do upcoming pending deletes. So I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. We've got a new version of the tool. I've been playing with it. There's still a couple bugs that I'm working out. The good news is that I'll show you the new features today. Also, the Mac update will be ready in probably about a week to 2 weeks. And then I originally put out this tool as an exclusive tool because I just wanted to give it to a few people. I didn't really want to sell that many. I priced it at $500, and a few people have bought it. I'd strongly suggest that if you are going to buy it, you buy it today or tomorrow, because it's going to go from 500 US to 899 US. For the same reason, I really don't want many people to have it, and I don't want a lot of people to create competition for the ones that actually do buy it. So that's what we got there, and I'll give you where you can get it. Is here, expireddomainsearchtool.com. You can write that down or get it from me later. We are going to go to the features of it, and we're going to look at names that are dropping. I didn't pick tomorrow. I picked May 22nd this time. The reason I did that is May 22nd would have been my father's 94th birthday. He did pass away of a brain tumor quite a few years ago, and it was probably the hardest thing that I ever had to go through. At the time, I was vice president of GoDaddy, and I was doing all kinds of stuff, and I was at the top of my game. And part of the reason why I left GoDaddy is because I experienced anxiety for the first time when he passed away. And at first, I thought it was a joke, and I never really thought it was real. And then I got it, and it hit me hard. And believe it or not, I actually became agoraphobic and anxiety-ridden to the point where I didn't leave the house for like a year and a half. So I basically just worked at home for that time, and that's the reason that I ended up leaving GoDaddy. I'll be honest with you, one time I went with my wife down for a meeting I was supposed to attend, and I got in the hotel room. I had a tough time flying there, and then I didn't actually leave the hotel room. I told them I had the flu, but really I just couldn't leave because I was so anxiety-ridden. Anyway, later on I did a video about it. I'm going to share that with you in the Facebook group. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's the personal side of domaining that people have that nobody speaks about, and it really hit me hard. It was a real tough time for me, and I was glad to get through it. It did take time, and you have to persevere to get through anxiety. I learned that. All the stuff people give you and tell you, it doesn't really help. You have to want to get through it yourself. And I was able to do that. Eventually, now obviously I'm fine. There's no issues. I think I had anxiety my whole life, to be honest with you, and that's why I bought anxiety.ca, because I experienced it myself. I still have to build a really great site on it, and I'll do that. I will also post the video that I did about 8 to 10 years ago about how I really felt about the whole situation and what really happened at the time to me. I think you'll find it interesting. Anyway, I'm sure I've got some domain tips in there as well, so it won't be horribly boring. But yeah, I'm a real person just like everybody else. Just going to read the comments and then we'll go on. I'm waiting for the Mac version. Can I still get into the price? Yes, you can if you buy it this week. Hello. Can I send you my list? Sure. Lost my mother to brain cancer also. My sympathies. It was a really tough struggle, and it took a year and a half. And he didn't recognize anybody by the end, and he did recognize me. And the last time I saw him, I was busy working, and I was still at GoDaddy, and he said to me, I said, "Do you know who this is?" And he didn't recognize anybody else. And he said, "Yeah, it's my terrific, hardworking, incredible son." That's the last time I saw him. That's the last thing I heard from him, and that night he passed away. Anyway, it's life. I've experienced something similar. My heart goes out to you. Thank you. Transparency, that's real. We're all real people. Nobody's better than anybody else. Sorry about that. Time heals. Time does heal. I'll give you that. I just got the shivers when you said that. Time heals, but it doesn't make you forget. And anybody who's ever lost anybody knows that they're always in your heart forever, and you never really lose them. Somebody else lost their dad in 2015. It's been really tough. Yeah, my dad used to work for me for 5 years, so I used to pick him up and take him to the office with me, and we'd have lunch together every day, and so it was a big loss for me. I understand. I'm sorry for your loss as well. Hey, everyone. Thanks for sharing that. Thomas, good to see you. I believe I just installed the tool on your computer yesterday. All right, enough of this misery stuff, because misery loves company. Let's go back to the fun stuff. Let's go back to what you guys are really here for. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through some of the domains that are dropping. I can tell you the list that I looked through this morning is an absolutely incredible list with lots of really good domain names you're going to like. And there's going to be a battle to get these. And like usual, I will not post them to anybody that does not watch the video, but you're going to be thrilled with some of the names that are in there. So let's head over to one of those windows right now, and let's take a quickie look. Okay, so I'll share this with you a little bit better. Let me get rid of the banner so we don't see that. And get rid of the one up here so you can see everything perfectly. There we go. So now, here's a list of the domains. I will go through them. We basically imported 115,000 domains. With the tool, we knocked it down to 74,860 by knocking it down to .coms without numbers and dashes. And then I was able to sort them and move them around however I want, and you'll see there's a whole bunch here. I don't want to give any away yet, but it is kind of funny how it worked out. So, list gets loaded. We search for 1 or 2 word domains. I've done that, and I'm going to review the list with you. We also now have the ability to look at geographical keywords, so geographical domains, keyword domains, services domains, and name domains. So now the tool can pick out all of the people's names that are in the drops out of the 74,000 that are .com and give you a list of all those names. It'll also give us a list of services, which is geographical services. So that will be, let me just switch it because it's not showing you the drop-down menu. So if I go to geographical, now you can see it changed it up here. That'll be all of the cities that are in the domains I've dropped it. So if it's like Arizona or Tucson or whatever it'll be in there. Then we have keywords, which is a list of keywords you pick. I use digital and I use hosting and a bunch of others. Services will be like all of our landscapers, our bakers, not our candlestick makers, but you get the idea. So it'll be, I think it's about 250 to 400 jobs and services we may want to build local sites on. So it'll pull out all of those. And then the last one will be the names. It'll pull out anything with in the top 1,000 first names, and it'll give us all of them. And I've done quite a few searching, so if I wanted to search for something, it basically has the same function as the dictionary, whereas I can go to 2 words, I can do search, and I can look for people named Sarah, but it'll automatically put up everybody's name who has a term in it that we would do. Like here it puts up Sarah Dates, that's probably not a name, Sarah Morin, Sarah Alani, Sarah Aegean, and these are actually probably real Sarahs with real names. So it'll do all that stuff now, and I'm happy about that, but it's got another feature I'm going to show you afterwards where this list that I pulled up, I'm going to move this over so I can actually see your comments because I have a feeling they're going to be funny when you see some of these names. All right, let's see what we got here in the comments. Can you make it bigger? I wish I could. Oh, did that do it? No, I can't do it. Let me just try one more thing, get rid of my face out of it. Maybe that'll make it bigger. Feel free to comment as I go through some of these names because I believe you're going to find them quite funny. So let's go through. Some are really good, so I'll read them to you, and then we'll, where did my window go? It just disappeared. Okay, I'll read them to you and we'll go through some of them. Yes, no candlestick makers. Okay, so from highest to worst, ranking local is it's a good name if you want to rank local sites. So I thought that was okay. 1,630 searches a month. Paralegal schooling, I'd rather have paralegal school, but paralegal schooling has 650, so not bad. Naval advancement, originally I thought of belly buttons, and I realized we're probably thinking of the Naval Academy, so not belly buttons. Then we had the Labia Library. I just put it up there because I thought it was an interesting name and certainly somewhere that I would ask for a library card and may go back to the school system. But yet 1,950 people look for something ridiculous like that. Let's get to the good stuff. Quarantine coach. Interesting. Quarantine therapy and quarantine jobs. All really high searches. Quarantine coach, 6,200 a month. Quarantine therapy, 8,200 a month, and quarantine jobs, 8,700 a month. That's pretty cool. So I think it's a really good one. Ranking booster. I think it's good for like if you have software that can boost a website's ranking or SEO or anything like that, or even a security boosting. It's good. 16,500 people a month. Security apartments. I didn't really like it. It was just 2 good keywords, but 19,000 a month. Look for it. The Molding Company, again, good name. I don't mind it's a good branding thing. It's there. Then we get to a couple of 4 letters that are dropping, and rxcj.com, Toilets Papers, spelt with an S on the wrong way, but 21,000 people look for it, so I left it. QBPQ, a crappy one, but 21,500 people look for it. Visa passports, 22,700, not bad. Analytical app, so 23,000 people look for this, and it would be a good name for an app. Another paralegal that I like, paralegalcontract.com, 23,000 people. Apparently there's a lot of problems with ladybug infestation. That's 23,400 people. Then we get to workstation manufacturer. It's not a bad name, but we're getting better. ZCYR or ZCYR from my American buddies, 25,700. 47,000 looking for lesbian schools. I'm not sure what that is, whether it's going to be an adult site or an actual school for women. Quarantined Life, 57,500. Interesting. The Labor News, 82,000. It's spelt O-U-R, so it's spelt the UK and the Canadian way. May be good for something. Now we finally get to some 4 letters that actually have good letters. HWMP. Could be a typo of hemp.com, since the E is right beside the W. I had to look down for that. But HWMP is a good one. This one I thought of too, advertising women. It's not to advertise women, it's women in advertising who are amazing. So I think it could be really good for an advertising agency for women as partners. I think it's a good name. Therapist Today, don't mispronounce it wrong. It's not The Rapist Today, it's Therapist Today, 113,000. Prediction modeling, every company needs prediction modeling. That's good. Contracts Office, 133,000, not bad. Zebra Designers. I put this in there because you would be surprised at how many people actually call their company zebra or panda or other animals. 148,000 on the search. Quarantine Camp, also good, 165,000. Dental Supply Company, I think that's a really good name, 178,000 people. Security Reference, also good. I'm not sure what you'd use it for, maybe background checks or things like that, but I think it's a business in its own if you do background checks. Humanitarian Supplies, 215,000. Also a really good domain name. I haven't shown you the really, really good ones yet, but we're getting there. Shaving Men, maybe that'd be good for a barbershop. I'm not really sure. I guess it could be good for, I don't know, manscaping. Who knows? Connecticut University, not a trademark and not taken, so it's there, 263,000 a month. Look for it. Normally called UConn, not Connecticut University. GPTC, another good one at 358,000 searches. Ambulance Helicopter, 368,000. The next one is Contracting It or Contracting IT, depending on which way you want to look at it. I think Contracting It would be a more brandable name because you could do contracts for anything. And I think it's a really good name for a firm that does contracts. Workstation Computer, 516,000. Good. I'm not sure they call it that anymore. It used to be called that in the olden days when I was getting computers. They were workstations, who knows. And then this one that I like, Hard Water Softener. Dropping on the 22nd. Great domain name. Hard water softeners are huge. It's like a purifier. People get them all the time. You can get skin rashes if your water's too hard. There's lots of things you can that people buy these for. So that's a really good one. Server authentication, 981,000. Not bad. Mouth parts, I'm not sure what you could do with it, but it's interesting. As far as the traffic goes, I couldn't believe it was like 1.8 million looking for mouth parts. The blood donation, also 1.9, almost 2 million people looking for the blooddonation.com. And then one of the best ones that I'm going to show you today, tax exemptions, 3.8 million. Taxexemptions.com just happens to be dropping on the 22nd. And unless people see this video, they're probably not going to know about it. Great domain name, tax exemptions. Can't repeat it enough. Go for it. And then the last one is CXRZ. It's just another 4-letter. I would not recommend that over tax exemptions. Tax exemptions is the strongest name in the list, and not just because of search volume, because we've hit tax time, because we've got so much going on. Out of my list, I will pick tax exemptions #1. I like Contracting It as another one because it's got traffic and it's a good brandable. Humanitarian Supplies is good. Dental Supply Company, 3-word, not bad. Zebra Designs, you'll be able to resell pretty quickly. Advertising Women is good brandable. Quarantine life may be good for a diary or something, what it was like. Paralegal contract, really good. Ladybug infestation, good, because pest control is huge. And that's probably about where I go to. But definitely tax exemptions is the gold of this list on the 22nd. Make sure you pay attention to it, back order it, do whatever you have to do. That's definitely one you want to look at. So I'm going to stop sharing, come back, and we'll look at your comments or questions. Anybody have any questions or comments on this one? That's a really good list, a list that I was proud to do. I found it in the tool in about under 30 minutes. And now I'm going to show you one last feature of, oh, and then you can export the list, obviously. I'm going to show you one more feature that I want to show you of the tool, and then we're done with the tool, and we will move on to the next thing. So I'm going to open up a complete blank version of the tool and show you one of the new features that I like. So here we are. So you saw my list. It was there, full list, everything on there. In the tool, the new version, you see this little logo up here where it's got my little logo? What's cool is if you press that little logo, it will automatically import today's lists that we just looked at, and you'll be able to get those lists every day starting Monday. That would be this upcoming Monday. So I'm just going to show you. All I have to do is click it, and it loads all the names that I picked out of the good ones today. And then you can look at them and say, oh, that Adam's an idiot. I don't like Naval Academy. I don't want that one. I don't want server authentication. But at least I've sorted the list for you. There's 44 names I've chosen. Instead of looking at 75,000, you can decide if you like it or not, and then you can pick whatever you want. So that is one of the benefits of the tool. People have also asked me if I would go ahead and set up a button where you can automatically load the lists in. The problem is the lists that I choose are usually .com, .net, .org, and some other names, but we have a lot of people from other countries, including the UK. So what I'll do is try to figure it out, how to put it in, so you can not only choose what list you want, but also the day and what country. That'll be one of the next things, but the next thing I'm doing for sure is the Mac version. But I love this cute little button here. When my programmer gave it back to me, I said, you forgot that feature. And they said, no, idiot, click your logo and it'll come in. But I was looking for more of a button over here that said import today's list. Anyway, it works, so that's all I care about. We can get rid of the list, we can clear all, and I will show you again just because it's fun. That's all you have to do to load the list that I've gone through. Pre-done. This list will not be available anywhere else except in the tool. And that's the end of that. Good crowd today, by the way. I'm noticing lots of people. Let me close down both tools so I don't get confused with that. Let's look at some of the comments. No candlestick holder. Somebody says better, thanks. This is making me glad I purchased. Only wish I could get on my Mac now. You will absolutely get it on your Mac, and it'll be free, so don't worry about it because you already paid for the other one. Robert, I'm using the Converter tool and already making money, but these upgrades are off the charts. Yes, and also, if there's stuff that you guys want to see, make sure that you send them to me so I can add them. Whatever I can add that makes it better for you makes it better for me, so don't be shy. Will we ever be able to upload a separate list of names for all three sections? Starts with, contains, and ends with. Yeah, I can set it up so you can add a custom list if you want. I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe you'll run your own portfolio, but I use it mostly for deleted names and dropping names. Our Facebook user unnamed says thanks. Jen says wow. I love the wow. Thomas, did you find these actually browsing, scrolling through 17K entries or a filter to bring entries to a more manageable number? Yeah, so really what I did was I'm shortening the dictionary list to take out some words that it thinks are words that are ridiculous, and I'll get you guys, in the new version, you'll have a better dictionary, but I actually just spent a half an hour and I scroll through them. Now, because I've been doing this for years, I can scroll through probably 1,000 names in a few minutes, which is, I know, ridiculous, and you will get there too eventually after you've done all the research. But looking through 17,000 names is definitely better than looking through 125,000 names. And then looking for only dictionary words makes it even better. So yeah, I did do it. I scrolled and I found those, and I will save you a lot of time, Thomas, if you don't want to do it. You already have the tools. You're getting the list for free, so hopefully that'll make your life a lot easier with some of these features. Next, can you put a CPC column next to search chem? I can do it because we already query Google, so yeah, we can do that. Robert says too cool. Logo to list feature. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, that's the end of the comments. Let me see what else I got because I have a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about today, and I know we've got an actual topic for today. Oh, I wanted to review a portfolio. It's a small portfolio that Alan submitted, and then we will get to our topic of the day. Alan, I'm sorry in advance because I think you're going to get browbeaten with this portfolio. It's a very small portfolio for those of you that are asking. There's only about 15 to 20 names. Less than that. I'm just making it big so you guys can all see the names, and then we will go through it. I hit the wrong button, so now I have to go back to it. Okay, so let's take a look at the list of names we're looking at, and I will give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's take a look. Time to share. Off to the list we go. Okay, Alan. Let me get rid of the comments so we don't see it. And there we go. And let's look at Alan's list. Like I said, Alan, very brave guy. Let's see what we got here. 24-hour bug. It's good, but like it's a decent name, but I'm not sure how you can make money with it. You'd be better off with something like the 24-hour flu drink that they tell you to take the night before. Acquisition process is good. You're just gonna have to figure out what it does. Alan Day is a good name. I know it's got lots of profiles on LinkedIn. I will get you that list that I promised you for the how many and who they are with the emails, because I know you said you're having trouble with that. AV rated, yeah, I think we talked about that before. AZ Topic, Arizona Topics, ductless products, that would be interesting. Headhunter Live, Lead Fact, Marriott Restaurants. Unless you're going to build a directory for Marriott restaurants, usually the singular is better than the plural because at least one restaurant can own it. You have to basically build a directory for it. Purpose statement, again, it's a lot like your acquisition process. It's going to take a lot of work, and I'm not really sure what you can do with it. The Razor Cam. I don't know if people would want to watch somebody shave, but maybe they would. The Shedvac we've already talked about. It's a product. So that one's decent. Specker, I don't know about. Tempe Lawn Service, yeah, that's probably your best name on it because at least I could see why a business would want it. UVC Air Sterilizer, not sure about that. And UV Silver, I'm not sure about. So quite honestly, I would say the good news is you don't have a lot invested in these domain names. The bad news is probably the only one you're going to be able to sell within a real time frame is Tempe Lawn Service or Alan Day. Let's see if we can help you sell those and get your money out of those, and then figure out what we can do with these ones. And part of the problem is that there's a lot that people are doing to find names, and it all starts with making sure you buy the right names. So hopefully I can help Alan and everybody else on here start to figure out what are the right names they should be buying. And part of it is buy 5 or 10 names, make sure they're the right names, and then try to sell those and see how you're doing based on that with a minimal investment, and we'll be able to do that. So that's the end of that portfolio review, and we're done with that. Okay, let's get to the, let's see if we have any questions about that. Alan, you were prepared for that. I'm glad. Listen, you're a good guy. I just want to get you on the right track so you're buying names that you can actually sell, and that I'm showing you how to actually sell them. Which, by the way, there's a really great topic I'll tell you at the end of this video of what we're doing next week, and I think you're going to like it. You're welcome. Some people tell me I've had complaints that I'm not brutal enough on those portfolio reviews. The goal is not to be brutal, it's just to be honest and let people refocus on what they're doing so that they know and learn how to increase the value of their portfolio and buy better names going forward. What is about LinkedIn and email addresses? Can I get that? So Alan has a name. He's asked for a bunch of email addresses from LinkedIn for those names. I'm going to help him do that, and maybe I'll do a quick video in the group for that as well, but I've got a bigger topic for next week. Please review here. What is Speaker Alan? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, Specker. Oh, I don't know. Alan can answer that. I grabbed a few names from your last show. Well, this show you better be going after that tax exemptions because it's a really good one. Okay, bit of coffee. I haven't had coffee yet, so I'll let you guys mull over that. Great coffee, always good. My mug says, take risks, be a boss, dream big, stress less. And that's exactly what hopefully you will be able to do. Please, can you review my list sent on WhatsApp? Sure, if I have it, I will look at it. Please resend it to me because I get lots of WhatsApp requests. I'll post my phone number is 416-884-0535. Send it through there and I'll be happy to look at it. Now let's go to our featured topic of the day, which is WordPress. So I'm going to share a couple things with you guys. I'm going to get to a screen. I'm also going to tell you that there's a lot of stuff that we're going to do to help you guys get and create these sites. So I'm going to share my screen now, and let's start from the very beginning. Once upon a time, I was a small boy. Where is the right screen? Oh, it's here. So I have to share it and move it out. 1 second, I have to move it off this screen so I can share it with you. Okay, so let's go. Share the screen. So we're starting from the beginning. For those of you that don't know what WHM is, it is a system where you basically can manage all of your hosting accounts through WHM, and then under each WHM, you have a cPanel for each account that you can each log in and manage all of your accounts. So this is a cPanel for one of my servers. I'm going to show you how to create the account, and then we're just going to go into one that I've already set up for this demo, but I'll show you how easy it is to do. I will make it bigger because I know you people will want that. So there. So you go back, I'll go again slowly, and I will do a demo of this as well and let you. So you log into WHM, and automatically you come to this screen. Then you hit Create New Account to create a new website. You take whatever domain you want to put in here. I'm just going to make one up. Okay, .com. Then you come down here. It'll automatically, if you click in this box, you'll put in a username for your site. For password, you're going to click Password Generator. You don't need to copy it, even though it says I've copied it, because we're not really going to use this for that. Use password, and then you put in an email that you want where people can actually contact you, or it's a domain that's attached to the site. If there's any service messages or outages, you can add it in here. Done. Then you go down, choose a package. You can pick default. There's always default. And the rest of the stuff you don't need to change. This one says recommended, mail settings, hit automatically. And then you can scroll down. It's not a reseller account. It's just one site you're doing. It looks much more confusing than it is. Don't let it alarm you. It's not. And then you just go down and you hit create. Now it's going to create that site on your server, and it will say done, and it's all done. So now we made up a site. We called it Adam Dicker GHHH. We can go back to the front again. We can list the accounts now, and you'll see a whole bunch of domains in here. That's it right there. So from here, we can go into this account. And now we're in cPanel. So we click the CP from here beside the domain name to get into cPanel. And now we're in cPanel, and now we can control anything and everything that we want to do about this domain in here. So for example, we can create an email account. I just clicked email accounts. I can hit create to create an email account. It'll pop this window up. I can call it sales if I want to. I can make up my own password, or I can generate a password. We'll generate a password, and now I have sales at Adam Dicker, GHHHH, blah, blah, blah.com. I hit create, and now I have an email set up for this one. That's done. Now we can begin to receive email. We can check webmail, and it'll log into webmail. You'll also be able to log in at your domain name /webmail to check what you want. The first time it asks you which mail product you want, you can just say open my inbox when I log in, and open it, and that would be our inbox for the new mail client. And the first email you always get is the configuration, and this tells you how to set it up on your phone and in Gmail or on any other app that you need. It tells you what ports to set up and how to do everything. So That's what you need. It's pretty straightforward. You're always going to use probably SMTP and IMAP or POP and IMAP. It's pretty easy. We can always discuss that later. So that's your email. You've just set up an email. Okay, that's great. Now I need to go set up a website. So let's go back to cPanel. And I am going to give a lot of you guys and gals an account where you can set up your own accounts for your own WordPress sites. We're going to set up a WordPress site now just for fun, and then I'm going to go back and show you one that's already done. So to get your WordPress account, you're going to scroll down to whatever's in here under software. That's where you want to go. And then you're going to see site software. You can click that. And then you can select WordPress. And it will say, okay, I will install WordPress in this account. Now, if you don't want to install it under this domain, you can also have a different domain or a slash that you want to install it under. For me, I just want to install it here. So it's going to install a version of 5.41 because that's what the server gives us, but it's not the most up-to-date version. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit install. It's installing it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to create databases. It does this automatically. And then when it's done, it gives you the path to your domain name, if it was real, and the username and login to your new WordPress site, which is where we will begin in the next window. So I'm going to stop sharing this because we've now created our WordPress site, and I'm going to show you what the default WordPress site looks like, how to set up our lead gen, and go on from there. So I will stop sharing, and let's see if you guys have any questions up to this point. Let's go back. Secker sound like a good brand for something involving specifications. It's a reach. It's quite a reach. Sorry, Alan. That's my brutality. Is the Facebook user banner stuck? Can't see full page. Should be gone. Mark, I have, Mark, you're asking because you're with GoDaddy. I have my own servers, about 8 of them. I could move them to you. There's not a problem with that if you want the hosting revenue. Not a problem. I do love you, so there you go. I'm currently moving a whole bunch of domains to GoDaddy right now so I can take advantage of their marketplace and their traffic. Good question, Mark. All right, let's get rid of that window and let's go on to something we need besides that. So let me go find the WordPress. Okay, so now I'm going to share what the WordPress site looks like, basically with just the basic install on it. So here's where we are. We have this site. This is what happens. I'm going to load it up further for you. So this is what you get when you set up the WordPress site. It's just basically an intro page. We haven't done anything with it. It's just the standard page that you would get if you did exactly what I just did or anybody did. Now it says there's a 4 up here, which means there are 4 updates that need to be done at minimally to get this site up to date. So let's go look at what those are. Go into WordPress website. There's actually 5 updates. One of them is to update to the latest version of WordPress. You just click please update now, and it'll come to this screen, and it'll ask you, can we do it now? And you say update now, and it will update it. This takes about 3 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. It's done. So now we have the latest version of WordPress. Step into WordPress 7.2 and all that cool stuff. We still have 4 updates to do, so let's go see what those are. And then we're going to get to the mandatory plugins that you need to have a good lead gen website and how easy it is. Okay, so here's the things that still need to be updated. Ask-A-Met is a spam, anti-spam plugin, not something you really need. So let's go look at plugins before we decide what we're going to update. So Hello Dolly is a standard plugin that they put in WordPress. It's also not necessary. So we're going to kill that, and we're going to kill the anti-spam one because we're not at that point yet where we need to worry about it. So we have no plugins installed. So let's see what other updates are. The other updates are probably themes. Now let's go there and see. So WordPress comes with themes. Every year they put out a new one. For some reason there's 17, 19, there's 20. It hasn't added 2021 yet, although it's out yet. We're using, I think, theme 2020 now. If you want to check what theme it is, you go to Appearance Theme. It tells you what version you're using. We're currently using 2020, and so we can update that one since we're using that one. Then you want to go to the other themes, click on them, and hit delete, because you don't need to keep extra themes and do updates for themes that are not important to you. So we'll get rid of the other two themes right now. Done. And Mark, if you're still there, maybe you have a hosting offer for our customers that they may be interested in. Who knows? Let's get rid of this one too, because I don't think we need 2017 either. And now we're there. So now we've got one theme left. We don't need anything more than one theme. So we go back to our site. It says we have one comment already. It's probably some sort of weird spam thing. I will show you how to get rid of spam comments as well and turn off comments altogether. You go to settings, you go to discussions, and then you go to, you look at these settings. Attempt to notify blog, this one we don't care about. Allow people to submit comments on new posts. Nope. Comment author must fill out name and field. Sure. Users must be registered and logged in to comment. Yes. So having logged in and not giving the accounts to log in and not allowing them to submit comments will cut the spam to nothing for now. So now we can go down to the bottom. We hit save, and then we get to the part of installing our theme that we're actually going to use for our WordPress site and our lead gen site, and then we'll add some plugins to help things go a lot easier. So I've already downloaded a plugin that I'm going to use. You guys, most of you have known it. So I'm going to themes. I'm going to add new theme, and we're going to pick one, just an easy one to show you. Now, there's a couple things you can do. If you just want to get a free lead generation theme, you can do that. You just type in lead generation, except you spell it right. And now you have a lead generation theme. So we could pick this one if we wanted to. It's free and it's here. I'm going to pick it just to show you, and then we'll switch it afterwards, and I'll show you how easy it is to switch it. And then I'll give you the cool tips and stuff that everyone else who already knows all this crap will be interested to see. So now I've picked this theme, okay? I have this theme. Congratulations, now installed and ready to use. Click below to see the theme documentation. It says I have to install some plugins to get this theme to work. So let's do that. It wants me to install these two. So I'm going to click both of those. I'm going to go to bulk actions. I'm going to hit install. Okay, it's doing that. I will return to the required plugin installer. I will select both plugins, and I will hit activate. So now I'm activating those two plugins. And you'll notice one of them was a demo installer. So now if we look at our site, it's going to look like this. We have not installed the demo content yet, but we've installed a new theme. So let's go back. Now I have to find where that demo content is to install it. Rare demo import. Okay. So now we'll go here. Before you begin, make sure this stuff is all set properly. You don't have to worry about this stuff. Most of it will be, especially if the site's here with me. What does it say here? Demo import. Download the demo file from your theme documentation. If you're unable to download the demo file, please contact the support team. Click on the upload demo file button. Okay, I'll have to figure that out. Again, that's what's one of these cool things is before with these live things. Let's look at the import, see if we can actually import something. Click the button to begin importing process. I don't know if we've done this properly. Just click import now button. Let's see what happens. No file specified. So we have to go and download their demo file. I don't know what it is. If we can do it quick, we will. If we can't, we won't. So search the documentation. Which one do we want to download? Let's see what looks good to us. We may have to pay for it, so in which case I may just grab a different one. Let's view this one. Translate and get premium theme for free. Where is that download? I don't know. So, but anyway, that's how you install a theme. Not extremely important for us to worry about. Let's go back. I will install a different theme, one that I do have the login stuff and credentials for, and you guys know it. It's my theme Jack, which I do like, and it'll give us a choice of hundreds of different theme sites we can choose from. I go to desktop, theme Jack installer plugin, install. It will be installing lead Jack. What? Theme is missing the style sheet. Well, of course, that's always the way it goes on the demo. What does that mean? So let's go back and let's fix all this the way it was. And we'll do this again, but with some feeling. Let's get rid of this and go back to this one. This is what happens on a live show. Okay, we're back to this one. Let's go back and see if we can do something else. Let me just make sure I can figure it. I'll actually open up the file if this doesn't work and see what it's doing or what it's trying to do. Oh, I know what it's trying to do, idiot. It's a plugin. It's not a theme. Let me install it as a plugin. It will like that better. There we go, you see? It is a plugin. That's why it says plugin on the end. Install, activate. It seems to like that a lot better. And boom, it's done. SMT says grab your website backup, plugin activate. It's just trying to sell us stuff so we don't care. Now we can go to ThemeJack installer, and it's going to ask me which one we want. Drag and drop, sure. It will install everything now, and then, of course, there's a critical error. Always something. Let's go back to the site. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to show you one that I've already installed, and we'll look at that. So hold on now that I've blown up the site. Oh, Evergreen Homes. Is that the one I was using? Yeah, so that one was the one that I was using. We'll have to pause for station identification. 1 second, I'm going to go find that pool one that we did the other day. Okay, so for those of you that were watching, let's go see which site I did the other day. In the meantime, feel free to ask questions or anything you want, and I'll be happy to answer it while I go get a working site to show you how it should work. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to get the other one. I just have to go to that list of accounts and figure out what the name of it was. Let's see. That was a good demo. Love it. YorkRegionPools.com. Fine. Let's go there. YorkRegionPools.com. Okay, I've been playing on here. I'm just going to log in and then I'll share my screen. And we will continue. Okay, I am logged in. Let me go back and see the questions. Okay, let's go back. Is Facebook Banner stuck? No. Where are you hosting? We did that. I'm using Bluehost, but not happy with them. Looking for a better way. Mark, I have 8 servers. You can host them with me, no problem, for free, whatever you want. Can you just use WHM instead of WordPress, or do you need both? So you need both. WHM is like the house, and WordPress is like the rooms in the house. So you need to have rooms in your house, otherwise it's a big mess. You definitely need to have both. Let's go back to sharing and continuing. Sharing screen. Okay, so this one is not blown up, which is nice. This is the one that I did last week. And now we have ThemeJack magically installed on its own, which is good because we installed it before. I'll check what the issue is. Oddly enough, it's on the same server, so there shouldn't be an issue. So what I've got right now on this site is I was playing around with a digital marketing theme that I installed and was playing with, but now we want to do a lead gen site. So let's go back and let's actually put the lead gen site in. So once the plugin is installed, and I will set up these sites for you, and I will give you the hosting, I'll give you the WHM, I'll walk a few of you through how to get the plugin installed properly, and then we'll show you how to build these sites now so you guys know what to do. So let's assume you can see how many different types of lead gen sites they have. I believe there's about 300, 400 sites in here, and you can pick them from anything. You can look for whatever you want. You've got barbers, bars, bathrooms. Depending on what you want, you've got bricks, stones, whatever you're looking for is here. So there's lots that you can choose from. And then I'm just going to pick something simple so I can show it to you guys, and we'll just build one. I don't think colon irrigation is the one I'm in the mood for, though. Let's pick something else. What do you want to sell? Cryotherapy? You want to sell daycares? We could all use a day spa. Maybe let's do that one. So I just click day spa, and then I go down to import theme and overwrite existing post. It'll overwrite whatever I had in there, which is like the digital marketing stuff. And it will go in and it will import it. It'll let me know when it's done. It's done, and now I can go back and I can take a look at the site that we just created and imported in like 2 seconds. It's a day spa. It's got massage services, skincare, waxing, tanning. Oh, here's a tip for you that I never thought I'd be giving today. It's not waxing, it's laser. I almost want to see your faces when I do this. So what you need to know is if you're ever getting laser hair removal done, you have to do it while you're still young, because laser hair removal does not work on gray hair. It works on the hair color follicle. So there's a tip I didn't think I'd be giving, but if you're thinking of getting any laser hair removed, get it done while it's still brown or black or whatever color your hair is. The darker it is, the better it works. There you go, a outside domain tip. So the site's done, and we can do all kinds of different sites. Now we can go in and we can just change the text, and I'll show you how easy it is just to pick another theme, and then we'll go in and we'll change the content. So we'll go back to ThemeJack, we'll go to niche websites, we'll pick another one. Anything we want. Let me look for something. We'll look for maybe he's got an ortho. Orthos pay well. Spell ortho correctly. Well, the good news is we haven't lost the crowd. It's still a big crowd today. Orthodontics, orthopedics. Let's go with orthodontics. Well, let's import that theme. Yes, overwrite my day spa. I'm feeling very relaxed, and I'm ready to have my teeth done. Let me get rid of that banner, and we will go back and look. Okay, so that's done. Niche imported, and now we went from a spa to a orthodontic site in no time at all. Early treatment, braces, adult treatment, orthodontic services, and then whatever. And there's also some nicer themes available. If you want to look at content on retainers, it's all done for you. You don't really have to do anything. If you want to look at braces or Invisalign and bring in leads for them, you can do that. These guys will pay about $100 to $150 a lead. So I did pick orthodontics for a reason. And then you can go through. Now let's say we want to change this phone number. We don't want all that 561 crap. We want it to be ours. It's very easy. I'm going to change the phone number. I'm going to change the map for you, and we're going to do all that right now. We're going to go to ThemeJack Biz. We're going to click the content, and I will put in the email, Adam at adamortho.com. Put in my phone number, Warren 6-884-0535. I can use the brackets, I cannot. I'll save those changes. That will take that. And then if I wanted to change the map, I could change the map to, I don't know, 90210. It's in California. It's the only one I know from the show. We'll say Beverly Hills. And we'll right click it. Beverly Hills, I don't know the street, I don't care, save changes. And let's go back and look at what we did. And then we're going to go on to another part of this. So that's all done. So now we go back. There's my phone number with the dashes or with whatever I want. All these forms will now go to the one that I put in. And if you click contact us, it will have the address, it'll have this and the contact form. And all these little ads have my thing, and here's my Beverly Hills Spanish bed and breakfast. I guess that's because I didn't put an address. But you can see everything's done for you. Even this, the footer. You don't have to change much. Even inside the content, you will see where there are phone numbers, it's all done and done for you. If I had clicked to contact, I could do that. It will pull up Skype and it will start to contact. So now we have our lead gen site. Let me go back and let's answer any questions that you guys may have. And then we'll go, let's see where we are. Where are you hosting these sites? What's that? That's the WHM one. Has Jack Hopman gotten back to his monthly rate after the first month? I'm working it out with him. We will get a deal. I basically told him that if he doesn't, we'll all cancel, and there's lots of other services we want, plus there's other people. So we're going to get that done. And Mark is here. Mark knows that we're trying to get all of the people on the GoDaddy discount club, and we're going to try to send them a lot of business. Okay, so you've seen that. Anybody have any questions up until this point? Now we've built the site. I will wait for questions, and then we will do something else. I'm going to show you some of the best types of companies to go after for this, and then we're going to add some other plugins. Is the lead gen site a good warm-up to get potential clients to buy your domain? Yes. Worst case scenario, it also lets you get into the company. But I'm going to give you two really important pieces of information. So let me get rid of that one. That's your question. I'm going to get rid of that. So here's a couple things you need to do. And this is one of those times you should really pay attention because the tips I'm going to give you now are really, really good. So you're going to call somebody for lead generation. You would normally call and say, hi, this is Adam. I'm calling from Digital Asset Association. Can I get a couple minutes of your time? And they're going to say, no, I don't have time, and hang up. So listen very carefully. What you're going to say is you're going to call a company and you're going to say, they're going to answer the phone and you're going to know who it is, hopefully, like Steven or Melanie or whoever it is. And they're going to answer and they're going to say, hi, Acme Duct Cleaning or whatever it is. And you're going to say, hey, Melanie, I only have 1 minute. And then they're going to pause and you're going to be able to go on. So you've now taken over the conversation where they're listening to you instead of thinking you are a caller just calling to sell them shit. So keep that in mind. Hey, Melanie, I only have 1 minute, so here's what's going on, and just go right into it. And now you have their ear. The other thing you need to do is when you're selling a domain name, this is another tip that I'm giving you that I planned on giving you, but it's not part of this. When you send an email for a domain name to sell a domain name, your first email, and this is surprising coming from me, but your first email should just be, hi, whatever, domain, call it subject, domain name you may be interested in, and then send it with the stats. And I always say stats don't matter, and stats don't matter in this email because we don't actually want them to open up the first email. Send them whatever crap you want that's relevant in the first email, like, hi, I'm selling, let's see, Richmond Hill Locksmith. They average about eight leads a month. I could be sending you those leads if you're interested. I'm looking for a partner. You may get a response, you may not get a response. More than likely, you won't get a response. But that's just the opener. So now you've sent that. Your second email that you're going to send will 98% get a response. And all you have to do is use this subject line. The subject line for the second email is, I haven't heard back from you, and just leave it at that with a period. And then write your email and go into what you want. I'm wondering if you're interested in this. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to wonder who you are. And the second thing they're going to do is wonder if you're telling the truth. They're going to search their email to see if they did get a first email from you, and they're going to read it. So that's what you ideally want them to do. So make sure you take that tip. I haven't heard back from you, and just leave it open like that, and then tell them what you're interested in. Listen, I'm just looking for a partner where I can send leads for. I have leads coming in for mold removal. I've read on Yelp you're a good company. I want to partner with a good company, and I want us both to make money off these leads. If you don't close leads, I don't want you to pay me anything. Your second email will make them refer back to the first email, which will give you credibility because you actually said what you did and you sent them a previous email. Now you've got their attention, and they will respond to your second email. Because now you force them to not only read the first one, but read the second one, where you're getting to the point that you only want to make money if they make money, and that's how it's going to go, and you're going to take advantage of it. And the phone calls, like I said, hi, Bob, I only have a minute, but here, and then go into your pitch quickly, and you will do really well with that. Let's look at some of the other things. So Justin likes that one. Yeah, it works. You'll like it. Those are two really good things to help you do that. Now let me go back into the site and let's install some plugins that we actually need to help get this thing to the next level. Okay, so let's share the screen. We'll go back in. We're going to add some plugins. Lead Finder Jack comes with a bunch of plugins. You can keep those. We don't need to worry about them, but we need to add a couple other plugins in there. So now you go to Add New Plugin. We need to have a really good SEO plugin. So we definitely want to add Rank Math. That is the best plugin you can find out there. It's already active. So I've already got it in here. So make sure you add Rank Math SEO plugin. That's one of them. The other one you want is All-in-One Security. So All-in-One Security is exactly that. It is a really good plugin that prepares you and plugs up all of your security holes that you're going to have that people can infiltrate and get into on any WordPress site. So make sure you install that and you activate it, which is what I'm doing right now. Done. So we've got two plugins that we really need so far. We've got a security plugin and we've got a math plugin, or SEO and security. The next plugin you want to add is another important plugin. Google has now made a plugin for you to use. Oh, sorry, add new. Google. I believe it's called Google Sitekit. Here it is. So this one Google plugin allows you to connect your site automatically to Google Analytics, Google AdSense, Google AdWords, Google everything, and get your site indexed. So we're going to add that in. The other thing that you need to know, now we've got 3 really good plugins. You will need to have a good form plugin. So just making sure this gets activated. It may ask me for a few things to hook it up and things like that, but okay. It says, congratulations, SiteKit is now activated, and then I can go through the setup. I'm not going to do that right now. So the other thing that you want is you need to have a contact form. So you want to make sure you have contact form 7 installed. Just contact form for now. We'll go to add new. We'll look for contact form, and you guys can set these up afterwards. And if anybody has any questions, we can go through them. There's contact form 7. Install now. And now you can use any form plugin. This one works and has the most features. Basically, you want to get that installed. Now you've got all of your security, you've got your SEO, you've got your forms, and now you can go off to the races. So this thing comes pre-configured. The only other plugin that you want is you want a Cache Pro plugin. You want something like, I keep doing that, but you want something like WP Super Cache. That is one of the easiest plugins to set up. It's simple, and all you have to do is enable it, and your site will rock. This is all you need for a lead gen site. Install, activate. Now you're secure. You have SEO. Supercache, your server is configured to show files and directories. Okay, we will log out to get rid of that. It's just a warning message when it does it. It's done, and now we're going to go and set these things up. So Rank Math takes you through a pretty long process, but it does everything for you automatically. Connect your account. I'll have to figure out which one I want to connect to. Okay, activate now. It says Adam Dicker at Gmail. So it's going to activate it for me right away. And then you pick easy, advanced, or whatever. I'll do easy for this. Start your wizard. And then it goes through. It asks as personal blog. You can upload your logo. You can put in, well, I'm not going to do it really, but you can put in whatever logo you want. And then you basically just follow through all the steps. Default social, sharing, skip this. It's not a personal blog. And then connect Google services, and it will ask me to connect again to AdSense, LinkedIn, and all that stuff. I don't really need that, so I'm going to back out of that. And then basically you just keep going, and basically it'll do everything for you and set it all up. It'll tell you you're 100% ready. You join the Facebook group. You'll get free information. It's really good, really good. That will get you Rank Math set up, and then you can add analytics, turn it on. You can turn on instant indexing to get your site indexed right away. It has a sitemap that generates for you, SEO, schema, everything that you need to get your stuff going. Even connects to WooCommerce, and you can see it's got everything here if you want to go look at something specific. If you want to go look at instant indexing, you can go and you can check every one of these settings and make sure everything is working. And you have to get an API key to add yourself to Bing if you want to, but it's really easy to set up. As far as the security stuff, WP All-in-One Security, go to the settings. Again, it will tell you everything that you want to do. You can disable them. They're all enabled now. Let's go to the dashboard first. And it tells you total achievable points. We have 35 out of 515, which is not very good. So it'll tell you what you can do to fix some of those things. You can log down your thing, and it'll tell you how to lock down your login. And you just go and you decide enable lockdown feature, and everything you do will increase your scores. So everything we do here, and it'll tell us, then you save settings, and then bumps up your score. Now we got 20 out of 20 for that. What should you do with failed login records? What do you do about forcing a logout? There's lots of different things that you can set up in here to make sure. Check this if you want to force a WordPress user to log out if they're inactive for 60 minutes. Sure, bump that up. That means people can't loiter around your site, leave it online, and go and check and do all the security stuff they shouldn't. Here's the firewall setup. There's spam prevention. Wants me to log in again. It is good. Basically, you get the idea as far as that goes. And then you can look at basic firewall. Check this if you want this on. If you want to turn on XML RPC, you want that off. That's a new way that people get in. Disable pingbacks, another 15. Block access to logs. These are basic firewall setups. And slowly, your site will continue to go up and up. And now if we look at the dashboard, you will see we're headed in the right direction of the firewall. Let's go look at it. Where's my firewall? What did I do with it? It's here somewhere. Here it is. dashboard, and you'll see we're no longer at a 35 because we've done stuff to help it. We're at 100. And basically, you just keep going through and deciding which things you want to put on. If you want to scan the site, it'll do that. It'll do anything and everything you want to do as far as security goes. You need to make sure that you go through some of these settings. And then after that, we have everything pretty much done. I'm going to go back and answer some questions. Okay, so good question, Tom. Okay, Tom's question, how long to get ranked to sell the client on? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the keywords that we need and add those to get them ranked to our site. One of the first things you want to do, remember this, it's another tip and very important, go to your Twitter account, tweet out, hey, I launched this site, whatever it is. On this case, it's YorkRegionPools.com. Hey, I launched YorkRegionPools.com, because Google will check Twitter nonstop, and the fastest way to get your site indexed is to make sure you have a tweet about it, and that gets instantly indexed, and within the next day, you'll see your site is indexed already. Make sure you do that. That is another really useful tip. Then, if you want to go through your keyword stuff, you go to your general settings, and I'm going to find the page, and then I'm going to let you guys in. I'm going to find out exactly where I want to put it. Each page, let me go look at each page and see what we can do. And then basically you're going to pick a keyword for each one of your pages. Let's go to braces. Let's see what that says. I just want to make sure I have everything I need for you guys to show you, and I'll flip that back on. Okay, it's loading. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. This is the last part of the process that you guys need to know. Okay, we're back. I will make it big. So, did I say big? Big. Big. Which am I going? There you go. Okay, so this is your page. SEO 9 out of 100. It means it stinks. So we need to fix it. It's got your site titles. It's got your permalink. Your permalink means what is it slash, it'll be slash braces. So that's what you want your permalink to be. YorkRegionPools.com/braces would be it. You want to make sure your description is there. Your focus keyword, extremely important. You want to put down, if this is a local site, we're going to put down, well, just for Joe, I'm going to use Richmond Hill. And look, it's pulling stuff up. Richmond Hill, and we'll put ortho. We'll leave it as that. See if we want to leave it. Well, let's spell it right. Well, let's go back. For argument's sake, we're going to do Boston Plumber. Get out of there. Okay, let's do this better. Get that out of there. What is showing up here? Too long. Okay, Boston Plumber. And that's how you're going to get your seed keyword in there. And then all your content is going to have to match that. And then it tells you all this cool additional stuff. This is pillar content, meaning this is one of the main things that's important. When you have content, if you have braces you're trying to sell, or you have Invisalign, that's your pillar content. And then anything else you're going to add to it, which will link back to it, will link back to your pillar content. You're basically creating your own backlink network to what is your most powerful, important content. So focus keyword doesn't appear in content. That's bad. So let's do another test. We would have to add Boston ortho in there. So I'm just going to change it for argument's sake. I'm just going to put orthodontist so you can see what it actually will show you. Orthodontist, did I spell it right? No. Now I did. And now we get rid of that. And now we have orthodontist. So let's see what happens now. Get rid of this one. Goodbye. Now it hopefully will give us what we want on our focus content. So again, let's make sure that's right. It is. And then you go through and look what the additional fibers are, and you clean up everything that it asks you to do. So it tells you URL is 34 characters long. Good. Should be under 34 characters. Keyword density, too low. Focus keyword not found in subheadings. The content needs to have an H2, H3 tag in it. Do follow links, add internal links to your content, meaning link to other pages. Your title doesn't contain this, doesn't contain that. You need to check all these things and make sure that you've optimized your content for it. Using short paragraphs, use table of content breakdown for your text. It basically tells you step by step everything you should do. And then when you go into editing the content, that's what you need to do. And you see it put /braces. I would change it to something like city braces and make sure that it's got that. This thing also tells you some of the stuff you do. And as you make these changes, you're going to get closer to 100. and then your score for this SEO page is going to change, and it'll go green from red. It'll go red, yellow, and here's your schema. You can generate your own schema. You can make it like an article, a book, whatever you think it is, if it's a recipe, and that will get you more targeted for what you want. You can also add your social stuff, Facebook and Twitter, so it automatically goes out to the places that you want it to go. You'll add thumbnails. You're going to add alt image tags. This is how you create a proper site with local lead gen and how you get ranked. Okay, anybody else have any questions about that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a site completely done and optimized. If you guys have a site you want to put in here, put it in here now. I'm going to do one, then I'm going to show it to you guys and let you see what it looks like to have a perfectly optimized site. And then what you can do is you can clone it, and then you can just make copies, and you can do, let's say you have 1,000 dentist sites or 100 dentist sites or even 10. You can clone them, and you can do Richmond Hill Ortho. You can do all the other different ones related to ortho. You could just change the name and the keyword, and then you can have them targeted for each one of the cities that you're covering. And you can do that for any local domain. So if you want to specialize in HVAC or electricians or anything you want to do, we can make you one. You can change it. You can change the addresses. You can change the names. The other thing that I like to do is if you actually want to sell a domain and a site, as a site, you set it up so that you can basically put it in their name, use their business information, show them a site that's finished for them that they could take on right now. So basically you're looking for orthos or certain industries that have crappy domain names, and then you're able to go ahead and sell it to them. I'm going to share a couple of industries that do really well for stuff like this. So I will open those up and tell you some of the averages that people pay for things like this, for leads, and then we'll go on to the next thing. But we're getting near the end. For those of you that are getting impatient, I understand there's a lot of stuff today, and I don't want to throw it at you too heavy. So here's what you need to know. The average company size, this is May the 10th, 2021. This is the average cost per lead for companies. They will pay $349 if they have 1,000 or more employees. They'll pay $212 on average if they have 200 or more employees. They'll pay $180 if they have 50 to 100 employees, and anybody from 2 to 50 will pay about $150 for a really good lead. Keep that in mind. And there's certain industries that we deal with that will pay like $125 or $150. I'm going to share some of those with you as well in the group. But there are companies like Salesforce and like other real businesses that currently pay over $100 for leads. So you can certainly get 80 for sending a good lead. Okay, let's go to the next thing. The next thing is this image. This image will show you the top industries, and I'm going to blow this up for you. The top industries that pay, maybe that's too much blowing up. There you go. Cost per lead per industry. Finance is the biggest industry. Ignore the dollars. It's just telling you how much they pay on average based on market share. So finance pays the most. Computer technology, SaaS pays second. Health is third. Manufacturing, travel, tourism, retail, education pays okay. Telecom, media, and marketing. Now, per channel, you're looking at things like display, CRM advertising, search engine advertising, referrals, webinars. These guys pay a lot as well. So these are good sources to get leads and to get them into. So that covers that. Lots of good stuff. Steven says coffee time. Don't mind if I do. So I don't see any comments yet of people posting domains. Post a domain that you want built out, a local domain, and I will build it out. Let's go back to a couple other things. What's the hardest part about domaining for you? I posted a poll. The hardest part seemed to be finding buyers. So what is next week's show about? Next week's show, I'll show you 5 different ways to find buyers for your domains and provide you with call scripts and email scripts and email templates to get through to them. And I'll also tell you the most important part, if I feel a domain is sellable, to help you sell your domain names. Because the problem is, if it's not sellable, you're not going to sell it no matter what it is. And you can't ask $5,000 for a name that's not worth $10 or $15 to anybody else. So I'll help you decide which ones are sellable and which ones aren't, that is like a pipe dream or a lottery ticket that you're looking at. It's like back in the real estate days, you cannot sell a house for $1 million in a $400,000 area where everything else, including your house, is only worth $400,000. Again, the domain really depends on if it's sellable, and then we can find you buyers, because there's lots of ways to find buyers. Now I'm getting some names, but I want to go on to one more question that we had in the group. What would you say end user looks for before purchasing a domain name? And this was from Afzal. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. So traffic stats was one of his choices. No, traffic stats are only good for end users. They're pointless for selling domain names. Real words are sort of important, but not all that important. It's not the major feature. Short and pronounceable, so-so. A number of extensions, absolutely no bearing on anything. So what is the most important thing that you should be looking for when you're trying to get your name sold or purchasing a domain name? The number one thing you should be looking for is, are there enough companies and businesses out there that you can approach to sell it that is an exact match for what they're doing, or bringing them leads, or doing something related to that business? Is it a sellable domain name? Are there, I mean, I'll tell you, based on price expectations, some of the times a lot of people aren't very realistic. So are you realistic? And then the other thing is, are you ready to pull the trigger if you get a good offer? Many people get a really good offer on a domain name and they think, meh, it's worth more than that, and they hold on to it. But you know what? No offer ever comes back like that. And if it comes back, sometimes it comes back lower. And will you ever get another good offer on that domain name? Could be, but I've seen lots of people turn down very good offers for domains that they should have accepted, and they're sorry about it years later. Remember, it took me about 8 to 10 years to sell MD.ca, and I was very patient. Sometimes you have to really wait to sell a really good domain name. Other times you have to be realistic on what it's actually worth. If you've paid $10 for a domain name, somebody's offering you a few thousand, I don't understand what you're thinking about. I wouldn't accept the initial offer, but I would certainly start the negotiations there and see what you could do. I wouldn't let the buyer slip away completely, because then you may never know when you're going to get another one. So that will cover that. That was very direct. Next, please can you share here the link of the CPL, the cost per lead? Yes, I will share the link. I'll actually post it in the group because I took the picture down and I don't have the actual link, so I will do that. Next, anything is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it. That's true. The difference is, though, is you don't know what someone is willing to pay for it unless you ask them and unless you negotiate. And then there could be 5 buyers for a domain name, but only 4 of them are willing to pay a decent price for it. And the other one is willing to pay a real premium for it because they really want it badly. So make sure that you understand why you want that domain name. But more importantly, if you only have 2 potential buyers for a domain name in the whole world, you're not going to be able to negotiate as much as you think. Then you're just going back and forth between 2 buyers because it only fits them. If you've got 50 or 100, then your pool is much more open and you have more power to be able to figure out what you want. But don't turn away an offer that's good for a domain name. You could easily buy a domain name for $10 and sell it for $4,000 or $3,000. I wouldn't, unless you know exactly who your buyer is and why they want it and how much money they have and how much they can afford to spend, I wouldn't turn away a good offer, because you could take that $10 you spent, turn it into $4,000, and then go back and put half of it back into domain names, get $2,000 worth of domain names, which is about $200 for the one that you got, and you can sell those and keep growing. So keep that in mind as you go. Lots of thanks. Anybody have any questions about today? Let's go back to the ones that I got. I got Saratoga gutters. I don't mind that. I got Virginia cardiologists. Greg, better on the singular if it was cardiologist, because it's easier to find one than it is to find many working in an office to sell it. Gutters, yes, gutters, because there are many gutters in a home, not bad. I'll take Sarasota gutters and build that out as a lead gen site. Let me write it down. Sarasota gutters. I'll build it out. It'll take me a couple days to do it perfectly the way I want it. I'll get it indexed, and then I'll show it to you guys, and then we'll see what we can do to make it better. But I'll take that one. Whoever Facebook user is, message me on Facebook or in the group so I know who you are, so I know who I'm talking to. What else we got? Any questions, any concerns, anything about lead gen, anything you want to know? The next show, to be clear, is about the 5 different ways you can find buyers for your domain name, since that was the most popular thing you guys were asking about in the poll. And I'm going to give you the scripts and the emails to get it done. do not forget the 2 tips that I gave you earlier today on how to get people to respond to you. Those were both very good, very helpful, and they work. Okay, anybody have any other questions before we sign off? I'm just trying to see if we covered everything. I will post my tribute video on when I got anxiety about 8-9 years ago, so you guys can see me as a real person. And let me see what else there is. I think that's pretty much it. Mark Becker, thanks for the great information. I'm new here. Thanks for doing this. Always welcome, Mark. It's people like you and everybody else in the group that we do this for. And the other thing is I'd like to thank people. There's a lot more participation in the group, a lot more intelligent questions. I will continue to keep the group clean of junk and people just looking for domain reviews of junk. And I appreciate the ones that report them to me when they're posted because I can't be on 24/7. Anybody else have any final comments or questions before we say goodbye? You can sign up at theartofthename.com. For those of you who were here earlier, you can also pick up the expired domain search tool. It's $500 US right now, going up to $899 with all the new features we showed. Buy it as soon as you can, because as soon as that new version releases, which is probably in a couple days, it's $899. And yes, the lists are included in it free for 1 year, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do after that. Any final questions? Anybody have anything? Thanks for your time. It's always a pleasure. I always look forward to Wednesdays. They're stressful, but they're fun. Okay, I think that's it. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day, and thanks for showing up and listening to me. Take care. Bye-bye.